Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we will be reviewing the movie Palmer. It came out January 29th and it stars Justin Timberlake playing the main character, Eddie Palmer. So as always, before we jump in and give our thoughts and opinions, let's see what the movie's about. After 12 years in prison, former high school football star Eddie Palmer returns home to put his life back together and forms an unlikely bond with Sam, an outcast boy from a troubled home. But Eddie's past threatens to ruin his new life and family.
So yeah, this movie is directed by Fisher Stevens. It's called Palmer. Eddie Palmer is played by Justin Timberlake, like you were saying, main character. And it's an Apple TV Plus original. So this movie starts off, you see Eddie Palmer, Justin Timberlake's character. You see him come back home. You don't really find out what is the reason why he was in jail or in prison until further down in the film. But anyways, he finally gets back home and he tries to figure things out, kind of like, he needs to get a job, he needs to figure life out. Life is a little different from before, obviously, and...
especially since he's been in for a while, it's like a little over a decade. Yeah,
so he's just trying to adapt to the new life and not fall back into any negative stuff that he was doing before. And then he meets this kid. Well, he meets this kid because he's living with his grandmother, and the kid's mom is like a drug addict and non-existent pretty much in the kid's life.
Yeah,
like
and
she's in and out.
They live in a trailer literally on the same property as his grandma.
Yeah, so the kid's normally with the grandma. It's like, at least in the movie, it seemed like that's like the mom leaves for weeks on end and the kid's just there. So the kid ends up being kind of like the exact opposite of him in a lot of ways.
So the kid likes girl stuff. So he likes to dress up and, I don't know if you would say act, but like...
well, he likes to do everything that's girl related. Like whatever the girls want to do, he wants to do. Compared to like, he doesn't want to do any of the boy activities. Yeah. He'd rather watch the fairy TV show.
Have tea parties.
Tea parties, dress up as the fairy for Halloween. Yeah. All that kind of stuff. And he gets picked on and all that from other kids. And he doesn't really get picked on by Palmer, but Palmer
every once in a while.
In the beginning of it was like...
you know you're a boy, right?
And he can tell he didn't like... he was just like weirded out by like, this is like, he's not supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
So, but eventually he obviously...
comes around and
starts to like the kid. And they kind of bond in their own way.
That was my favorite thing about this film. Having him being like, you know you're a boy, why are you doing that? Like, that's for girls. Yeah. And then just coming around to being like, they were kind of like this at one point. And he was even looking into adopting him. Yeah,
well, the funny thing is at first, he wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, he was literally down at the police station, and he was going to leave him, and then he had a change of heart, went back in. Yeah. And then it was just really funny, because Maggie, the teacher, dropped him off at home one time, because she heard about the grandma and his mom and all of that. She was just like, normally people would just leave him behind and take off. Yeah. Which was funny because he literally did that.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do at first. But so anyway, so this movie is pretty much kind of like what it said. It's a guy with a troubled past. He comes back home. Unfortunate things happen even when he comes back home. And
early on too.
Yeah, early on, and he ends up forming a bond with this kid that he probably never thought he would have prior. Yeah. And it ends up being kind of like a family-ish. Well, like, you know what I mean? Because he ends up getting a girlfriend, and then things tie in together and all this stuff. He ends up getting a job at the school. All this different stuff happens. So it's a pretty good movie. Overall, it's a pretty good movie. I don't love it, though. I thought it was going to be better than it was. I feel like they didn't really dive deep enough into... I feel like this is much more of a family movie than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like... we're really going to see Justin Timberlake, or like, not, forget who the actor is, but like Eddie Palmer have like a real troubled past. Like, it literally says that Eddie's past threatens to ruin his new life and family. It didn't really threaten his new life and family to the extent that I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like he was involved in like, I don't know.
Like he'll get back in the
bad stuff, maybe like, but nothing really, that didn't really happen.
I feel like the only thing that I can remember is just his little friend group, and also that one guy that smudged all the makeup on the boy.
Anything that was bad happened to the little boy, but it was just kind of bullying him. Yeah. It wasn't like...
well, I get it, because when he beat him up, he was kind of going back into his old habit.
But that was like one time, quick second. It was very like, he didn't really go back. Nothing really threatened, like, where it's going to be like, he's definitely going to go back, or like, you know, it was just, I don't know. I feel like they could have done that better. But again, I feel like this was aiming more towards an overall family movie with a little edge to it. It was still pretty good overall to me.
I didn't really like the beginning, just because it was a slow start, and I wasn't really 100% in on it. So I was kind of just like, eh. But once it actually started going on, like when the boy and the grandma came in the picture and that, I was like in it. Like, I actually really enjoyed this film. Except I feel like some of the time it was just like quick.
I don't think it was that short, but I feel like it could have been longer. Like, I feel like things could have been like blossomed more. Like,
and this movie's only like an hour and 50 minutes. I feel like it doesn't even feel like that.
Yeah, I feel like you could put this to maybe 2 hours and like 2.5 hours and flesh everything out more.
Especially like knowing his past. We don't really see
you don't really get
to
see much. He tells the story a little bit, but
there were no flashbacks. It was just him.
Yeah, you don't really get to see much, and
which I get it, because they probably didn't want to show that like gruesomeness.
Yeah, because like I said, I feel like they're going for a family vibe, but they're also putting a little edge to it, but not going too far, like too much of an edge.
Yeah.
But as far as Justin Timberlake, though, I know that's like a topic just because he is an actor, obviously, but he's also a singer. But I don't know if he's ever been in this kind of movie. I've never seen him in this kind of movie. And I liked him, but I personally, I like Justin Timberlake I think he's perfect in like a rom-com rather than this one. Like him being the bad boy guy, like
it's a little weird.
I didn't really believe it all the time
having to do the accent. I feel like it was there, but it wasn't there. Like it was kind of on and off.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. Yeah, in the movie, like even during the movie, like she noticed it instantly. Like sometimes he had the accent, sometimes he didn't have an accent. So he did okay. I mean, yeah, like I said, I think it's because Justin Timberlake for me that it wasn't super believable that he was really this guy. But I mean, he did good though overall. I liked his acting and stuff when it came to just the boy and him. Like that was I think he did good there. It's really just the tough guy stuff. I'm like, it's not really super believable. I think overall he did pretty good. I think overall everyone did good. I like the teacher. I think she played a really good part. I think the boy is really good.
I just feel like this is a good, like this, they did a good job at feeling emotionally connected with this film.
Yeah.
Because you felt present.
Yeah.
Like just seeing it all unfold and just being there with it, like emotionally connected.
Yeah, you definitely did, but like I said, I feel like they could have did it more with Palmer.
Yeah. I feel like we were definitely more connected with the boy.
Yeah, with the boy and his situation, and then with
Sam.
Palmer and the boy. But not really with just Palmer, because they again they didn't really flesh it out really well.
Yeah, it's kind of like they were just focusing on the relationships with him and Maggie and him and Sam.
Yeah, but either way though, that's pretty much our thoughts and review of the movie Palmer. But before we go, obviously, we're gonna give you our ratings. So let's get into it.
So I would probably give this film an 80, just because
So that's a high. So this movie was kind of like a surprise for you, like a good surprise, because you weren't into it at first.
Yeah, because it definitely went up once he got all situated. I feel like it went up when they were going to church. They were all in the car going to church. That's when the whole story starts. And I just like being connected to the film, like feeling connected to it. Because I don't want to watch a movie where I'm just watching it to watch it.
And for me, I'd probably have to go with like a solid 70 probably. I thought it was good, but again, it's not what I thought it was going to be. And maybe that's just me, like not being what I thought it was going to be. That's my fault. I don't watch trailers. So that could just be on me. But even still, even if I did know it was going to be kind of how it was, I still think they could have done a better job with, like I said, the Palmer character. I don't know. So I think 70 is a good number for me, 80 for you. So that's not bad. This is a pretty good movie. We definitely recommend it.
I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah. And again, it's on Apple TV Plus, so if you have that, definitely check it out. If you don't have it, you might have it. If you bought an Apple product recently, you probably do have it, you just don't know. But yeah, either way though, that's gonna be the review. So if you liked the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. We appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on this film. If you have seen it, and if you haven't seen it, like you said, definitely check it out. Come back, let us know. But either way though, my name's Matt.
My name's Nicole.
And we'll catch you next time.